How's it going, everybody? This is Todd Abedrabbo. Hope you're having a great day, and welcome back to another video. Alright folks, it's time for the debut of a brand new mini-series here on my YouTube channel. It is called Living with Disability. Throughout the next couple of months, I'm going to be sharing with you a few things in regards to living with a disability, and this is all part of my Champion of the Year campaign with Best Buddies New Jersey. I'll talk about, living with disabilities, being born with one, how to navigate through life with it, and I'll also share with you a few pillars that I learned during my time with Best Buddies New Jersey in regards to how to navigate life with a disability. So throughout the next couple of months, starting today, you're going to be seeing a few videos each week in regards to living with a disability, some of the pillars in regards to living with one, and my general advice on living with a disability overall. And so for this video, I'm just going to be introducing my campaign for Best Buddies New Jersey in regards to Champion of the Year. Now, as I mentioned before, the last couple of years I have been a mission partner, so obviously I was helping out a champion nominee in promoting their campaign, ultimately helping them with raising funds for the gala that usually takes place in Todd, but this year is completely different because this year I'm going to be taking the leap as a champion nominee this year. And trust me, there's a lot more to this than you think. As we all know, the Champion of the Year festivities usually takes place during the fall every single year, and this has pretty much been happening with Best Buddies New Jersey ever since they first opened, I believe back in 2017 it was. And basically what happens is, from September all the way to the gala in November, we will usually raise funds on behalf of the organization. So usually we will be going out and usually campaigning across multiple areas in New Jersey, North, Central, even South Jersey, and sharing our stories in regards to living with a disability and even promoting Best Buddies New Jersey and a whole lot of the work that they do to help people with disabilities have a great life and also build friendships as well. And usually there are about 7 or 8 champion nominees, sometimes 10 if there are that many, so usually there's a lot of competition that usually takes place. But however, the main thing obviously is that ultimately it's just about having fun and raising awareness for a good cause. That's pretty much what it is. Whether or not we win or lose, it doesn't matter. As long as we are promoting the good work for Best Buddies New Jersey and sharing all the fun things that they do that help make intellectual disabilities feel better about themselves and their opportunities to succeed, hey, in the end, that's really all that matters. And trust me, having been a part of this organization for the last 4 or 5 years now, I can attest to that. As I mentioned before, I was diagnosed with autism when I was only 18 months old, and as a result, that really caused a real struggle in regards to the early part of my development. And ultimately, this continued all the way until I reached high school. Obviously, during the middle school and high school years, I ended up moving a lot over the course of a few years as a result of my dad's divorce with my mom. I ultimately ended up living with my mom for the duration of my middle and high school years, and throughout this time I was living in Chatham, I was also living in Livingston, and ultimately finishing up in Kinnelon for my senior year. And one of the things that I struggled with was grades. Obviously I was struggling to keep my grades up a lot because of the struggles that I had with my autism, and that at least for a large duration of my middle school days, along with the early part of high school, I was actually put in small level classrooms where there were about 5 or 6 other students in there, just so that way I can be able to concentrate, and they did help for the majority of the time. However, the other problem that I also had was social interaction, and ultimately I did mention about that a lot throughout the last few years I've been making videos on my channel. Ultimately, having autism means that you are struggling to be able to communicate with others, and ultimately that was me. Outside of school and also all my sports teams that I was competing on as well, I just struggled to be able to really develop a good out-of-school interaction with any of my friends that I was already with at my schools. And ultimately, I just knew that once I graduated from Kinnelon High School, it was only going to be a lot more difficult once I went into college. And yeah, as I mentioned before, I went to Union College for a couple of years, and ultimately I got my degree there in late 2018. I mentioned that I was a part of the ILSI chapter of PTK, where ultimately I was a communications officer for a short period of time, but ultimately I was still looking for more. Even though I was doing well, I was joining a whole bunch of clubs there, along with at King University, where I was a part of King TV, I still felt like that I really needed some more, so that way I can not only develop good interaction with people, but also have a better opportunity to be able to get a job in the industry that I want to go into. Because I wanted to go into media, TV, and film. And during the early portion of my time at King University, I was just struggling to be able to find an internship. And usually, whenever I did get an interview, I would usually just flunk it. And unfortunately, I just struggled to be able to find an internship as a result of that. Ultimately, I learned about Best Buddies New Jersey in late 2019. I joined their internship program in the summer of 2020, where I've already talked a little bit about in one of my previous videos. I also shared with you about my relationship with Furman Martinez and how he helped me with gaining the skills that I needed for my field. And ultimately, once I graduated from King University, I was able to rejoin them for their jobs program. And as I mentioned before, even though it took quite a while, about 7 months, they were still able to help me with being able to find my job at the New Jersey Symphony, where I started in August 2021, and of course, I have been there almost ever since. And even 3 years later now, I'm still forever grateful, not just for New Jersey Symphony for giving me that chance, but also to Best Buddies New Jersey for all the help that they did to be able to help me with landing the job that I proudly work at right now. So part of my campaign, obviously, is going to be about those with intellectual disabilities that are really struggling to find employment. Ultimately, there are a lot of people with intellectual disabilities that can perform great work. The problem, unfortunately, is that they still aren't able to get the right opportunities in doing so. And unfortunately, that's still the case today, especially when I mentioned that 15% of autistic people are still employed, and ultimately a smaller amount of them are full-time, including me. So ultimately, there are still a bunch of problems in regards to being able to get intellectually disabled people full employment. Like I said before, the jobs program, it helps me big time, and I'm still a part of that program today because I know that whenever my time does come to leave New Jersey Symphony, ultimately I will need their help again to be able to find the next job that I ultimately want to go into. But again, their jobs program, they do a whole lot of wonders to help people with intellectual disabilities get jobs, and I will share a little bit about their program a little bit later on in this series, sometime around late October, in discussion about National Disability Employment Month, because I already mentioned about this topic about a couple years ago. I'll share a little bit more about how the jobs program can help with that problem in another video. I'll also talk about those with intellectual disabilities that are struggling to really find a way around life. And again, it's not just people with autism, there are also people with Down syndrome that are struggling to be able to navigate their way through life. There are a whole bunch of people with intellectual disabilities that are just struggling to be able to build the social life needed and the skills, so that way they can not only live independently but build friendships that can really be meaningful to them. And unfortunately, there are just not a whole lot of resources for those people once they graduate from high school and college to be able to really build those skills needed. And during the course of this series, I will talk about their friendship program and also their living program. Obviously, both of those programs are really beneficial to those that are really hoping to really gain friendships through ambassadorships or e-buddies or even, school and collegiate chapters as well. And ultimately, the living program, they actually just started that literally last month. I believe there is a venue somewhere in New Brunswick where they do it, but they just started that last month. So hopefully I will be able to even visit there so I can actually show you exactly what that place looks like and how the living program ultimately helps those with intellectual disabilities get the skills they need to be able to live independently. But most importantly, I'm going to be talking about people with intellectual disabilities that want to pursue a career or have a passion in music or in media like I do. Trust me, those are two of the hardest fields to get into nowadays, but there are still a lot of avenues for intellectual disabled people to be able to really go into those fields. The problem is just making sure that you have everything you need to be able to go in there, but trust me, it is a lot easier said than done. I know a few friends of mine that are part of Best Buddies New Jersey that have careers in media and in music and are really succeeding in those areas, and trust me, it can be done. And I really want to put a spotlight on those with intellectual disabilities that have those passions, because being in those fields right now, I can tell you right now, there are a lot of passionate people with intellectual disabilities that love singing or playing an instrument or even just being behind the camera or even doing a lot of video editing and all that stuff. Trust me, it really is a good field to be in, whether or not it is in media or marketing. And I can tell you right now, there are a lot of people out there that really love to be a part of those fields that have an intellectual disability because they are passionate about those fields, and I will shine a light on those throughout the course of my campaign. Of course, there will be a lot of fundraisers that we'll be doing throughout the next couple of months, and hopefully I will do a collaboration or two with Best Buddies New Jersey and New Jersey Symphony. I've still been trying to do that ever since I first joined New Jersey Symphony. Hopefully now is the time to do that, but hopefully with enough funds raised for my campaign, I can be able to spread the goodwill of Best Buddies New Jersey and share all the great work that they have been doing throughout the last 3 years. And again, I do repeat this, they have been doing a lot of great work, and I would not be here right now where I am at if not for those people at Best Buddies New Jersey. So throughout the next couple of months, not just in this mini-series, but also throughout my campaign, I will be shining a light on those with intellectual disabilities and all of the great work that Best Buddies New Jersey has done to help those with intellectual disabilities succeed in life. Of course, I cannot do this without you, so you guys are the ones that are going to be responsible for helping me out with this campaign. So if you really like to chip in, please donate to my campaign. I'll leave the link to my donation page in the description below. Every donation that you make will be beneficial for the help of Best Buddies New Jersey to help build new chapters in schools and colleges across the state of New Jersey, and also build on the current programs that they have to make sure that all people with intellectual disabilities in the state have all the assets and skills that they need to be able to navigate through life, have a job, and also, just have the ability to live independently and really just build the friendships that they need to really feel happy about their lives. I cannot wait for the next couple of months. It's going to be a very fun campaign as a champion nominee this year, and I'm really looking forward to getting to be a part of this campaign along with all the other champion nominees that are doing this for Best Buddies New Jersey. I cannot wait to shine a light for people with intellectual disabilities and for Best Buddies New Jersey, and I'm looking forward to bringing you along the ride because it is going to be a very fun campaign. Now, I am hoping to ultimately find out who my mission partner is. I'm still hoping to see whether or not that's confirmed anytime soon, but should it be confirmed, you will ultimately learn a little bit more about that person's story in one of my future videos, hopefully within the next week. So stay tuned, because when I do find out, I can tell you right now, that person's story is going to be really inspiring. So that being said, I hope you enjoyed the first episode of this new mini-series, Living with Disability. I'm definitely looking forward to producing more videos throughout the next couple of months. This is going to continue all the way through the Gala week, around my birth week. I'm so looking forward to getting to share with you more about what I think we can do to help people with intellectual disabilities succeed in life. And like I said before, these next couple of months, not just with this mini-series, but also throughout a Champion of the Year campaign, is going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to bringing all of you guys along for the ride. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. As always, if you'd like to see more of my content, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when my latest video is released. Comment below for future suggestions for all my videos, whether it's blogs, projects, or challenges, you name it. Leave it in the comments below and I'll do my best to make them. As always, follow me, my social media, all the links are in the description below. That's going to do it for this video. I hope you're having a great day. As always, I hope to see all of you again in another video very soon. So long, everybody.